We are lacing up the gloves and the opening bell is ready to sound on a new offering from Stan. This is Stan Event. Live into your lounge room or quality venue, and we are beginning with a bang. Wednesday, March 23, right here at Sydney's ICC, Sonny Bill Williams versus Barry Hall. That is our headline act as a new era in Australian boxing begins. Two legitimate beasts ready to go to battle. Would like to introduce firstly, to my left, I welcome the walking encyclopedia of boxing, the trainer Tony Nobbs, manager Tyron Brandt, and the premiership winner, All-Australian and boxer Barry Hall. To my right, I welcome the boss, the multiple-time national champion, the great, the legendary Tony Mundine. His assistant, son, and pride and joy, the former world champion Anthony the Man Mundine, and a two-time NRL premiership winner and World Cup champion, a former New Zealand heavyweight champion, Sonny Bill Williams. In conjunction with co-promoters Green Machine Boxing and SBW Promotions, welcome to the official launch of a heavyweight showdown that will create ripples across the Southern Hemisphere. To our media friends, both in attendance and in these complicated times, to those via Media Link and Video Link, we thank you very much for your support. I'll start to the left with Barry. One fight, one draw, and many would say, Barry, you're jumping in at the deep end.
Well, yeah, that's my style. I want to challenge myself. I've done that since day dot in my sporting career, is always pushed and challenged myself. I wanted to break the code pretty much in terms of how footy players enter boxing, because I respect boxing too much. I didn't want to fight five guys who walked out of a pub and 5 wins and people going to a venue knowing that I'm going to win the fight. I wanted to challenge myself from day one. The first guy I fought was 9-0, just like Sonny, and that's what I'm all about. I'm about challenging myself. I want to break the stigma of footballers having easy fights, and I think I've done that straight away.
The mental focus, Barry, the application, is it in any way similar or how different to competing as a team athlete?
Yeah, look, it's totally different. I've got a really solid team. It's very small, but I can trust them full-heartedly. And it is a lonely sport, absolutely. You can't rely on your teammate. You can't have an off day. It is a rocky road. It's up and down. But that's where I've, over 17 years of playing football, I've had dark times and I've come through them and had the ultimate successes. So it puts me in really good stead in terms of a boxing career, because that's every day, that's every week. You're up and down. You have a sparring session, which is a bad one. Next week, 2 days later, you've got to back it up. So I fully understand what I need, and I've been through those adversities before. So it is foreign, but it's familiar in a certain way.
Sonny, the perfect boxing record, undefeated, but one fight in 7 years. Why now?
Yeah, firstly, I just want to acknowledge everyone here. Thanks for turning up. Barry and your team, great to see you guys here. I've got a lot of respect for you guys. But I think it's just exactly what Barry said. It's about the challenge. I've finished rugby and rugby league, and before I walk off into the wilderness with my family, I said to my wife, I said, I think I can, or I think I want to give boxing one more crack, just to scratch that itch. And I'm here now. And it's great to see Barry here, and it's great to line up two athletes that are coming in this fight to win. It's a 50-50 fight, and it's going to be a great night.
36 years young.
Yes.
You look fabulous. Why are you confident this will be the best version of yourself?
Well, I think for me, this journey, I've stated before, I want to, have 5 to 10 fights. But in order for that to be, in order for that to come to fruition, I need to beat Barry. and I need to beat him convincingly. So no stone will be left unturned in this journey. Starting with tonight, I'm flying out to the UK, being invited by Joe Parker and Tyson Fury to do some training with him over there. So when that opportunity arose, I couldn't say no, just to learn from the best. And that just shows my commitment to the sport and to this fight.
An amazing experience that is, to be training with a guy like Tyson Fury.
Exactly. He's the best heavyweight in the world at the moment. Best fighter of our generation, I guess. For me, it's just about being able to rub shoulders with him, see his mentality. I went over for a week and got that experience with Joe Parker and his team and Andy Lee and a couple of great young fighters. And for me, it was invaluable in the sense of, I guess, that mentality that you have to have stepping into the ring, because at the end of the day, it's going to be me or Barry. Who's going to win?
Chock, it was one of perhaps the greatest rivalry in Australian boxing history. Can you two possibly behave for 2 months in the lead-up?
I've known Barry for a long time. He's been one of the best AFL players out there in the past, and obviously he goes right in boxing as well. He comes from a family sort of background within boxing, but me and my dad are behind Sonny. Obviously the mundane legacy's unsurpassed, and we're gonna show him that there's levels to this stuff. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get ready for it.
Two amazing athletes as we sit here, Anthony. You look at Sonny Bill, you look at Barry, and it's legitimate.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just think the boys like each other's, obviously, but at the same time, they're both that competitive that, even if they were brothers, they want to beat each other. You know what I mean? And beat each other to a pulp. So it's going to be really exciting. I think they're going to both come in the fight very ready, physically, mentally. And they're going to give a all-out war for the people. So it's going to be a great fight.
Sonny, percentages say heavyweight fights rarely go the distance. Is that something you're ready for, something you're comfortable with?
Well, that's the beauty of heavyweight boxing. That one punch can change the fight. And me and Barry are big men. Barry's been training hard, sparring hard. He comes from as Chock touched on, a family of boxers, so he's no stranger to that ring. But for myself, I haven't fought in 7 years, but I've been there or thereabouts. I'm a avid boxing fan, so when we get in that ring, for me, yes, I respect Barry as a fighter and as a man, but it's either me or him, by any means necessary. And I feel like that mentality is going to get me that win.
Barry, due to COVID, there's been a few false starts in terms of date for this fight. How long has this fight been in your mind and playing itself out?
Look, the fight's been spoken about for nearly 2 years now. So, yes, COVID has played havoc, but I've also seen other events take place. So I'm not sure what the delays have been. I've been ready every time, and dates just keep getting pushed back. So me and Sonny were meant to fight on a double header, which didn't happen. Not sure why, but it wasn't me, that's for sure. So I'm not sure what's happened their side.
It was me, bro. It was me.
Well, it was someone. There's two of us, and it wasn't me. So, we're just wondering what was going on. I mean, sitting here idling for 2 years now, I could have had other fights, but we wanted to wait for Sonny because it's the fight that we can win. He's the biggest name, and it's one of those things that we were willing to wait. So I'm glad it's got to this point, and I'm glad it's going to happen on the 23rd. And now we're in fight mode. I got the utmost respect for him and his team, but I'm in fight mode now. There's no friends. He spoke about it. It's him or me. He's going to take food off my kids' plates, and that's how I'm dealing with it. And that's not going to happen.
Do I sense a level of frustration?
Absolutely, yeah. Look, my age is, I should have been retired by now. I was going to get into this boxing thing for 2 years. I had my first fight. I really challenged myself. I had 10 weeks coming off the couch to prepare for that fight against one of the rugby league's best. And arguably I won the fight. Well, it's not even arguably. I won the fight. If you follow boxing, I won the fight. I'm under no illusions of what I've got myself into. Sonny's a big name. Yes, on the B side. All these bright lights and all these people are not here for me. I'm under no illusions what I need to do, and I need to win by knockout because I'm not going to win on points. I've already been there. I've already done that. I've won a fight and I got robbed. I'm not going to win on points. I need a knockout. I've got to take it out of the judges' hands, just like Dana White from the UFC have said.
To the media, our boxers, as well as Anthony and Danny, Tony, are available for one-on-one interviews at the conclusion of the press conference. Our Stan media coordinators are here in attendance and also monitoring the live link if you would like to ask a question during this press conference. So I will open the floor to questions. Would anyone like to start?
Barry's touched on his frustration there with the delays. Can you just elaborate on why that was
Well,
the
the
case?
frustrations come from both sides. You know, for me, I'm an athlete. I'm not a promoter. I don't step into spaces I don't know anything about. I've told my team that I'm ready to fight and I want to fight. Hence the reason I got on the ring just on the undercard late last year. But we're here now, and that's the important thing. I want to give a massive shout out to Stan for getting this across the line. We're moving into a new direction along with SBW Promotions. First time I've seen it, it's pretty cool. But we're here, and it's to start this journey off alongside, you know, Barry. It's special, but take nothing away. For me, I understand that I bring a lot of this media attention. But at the end of the day, it's me and Barry in that ring. And he comes from a boxing pedigree. I know what he's bringing to the table. I know he's been training hard. I know who he's been sparring. So it's on. You're going to get two guys at their best, looking to throw down and provide for our families. So when you got skin in the game, you bring that mentality of by any means necessary. So I'll definitely be bringing that, and same will Barry, and so will Barry. I just hope everyone tunes in because it's going to be a great night.
I've got a question via video link to Barry. Was refreshing to hear you state your respect and healthy respect for the boxing industry, because we haven't always experienced that over the last couple of years.
Well, one thing I didn't want to do is make my journey as a boxer a circus. As I said, people driving to a venue or, you know, flicking on Stan and paying good money and knowing that I'm going to win the fight. That's not what I'm about as a man and as a person. I'm very honest and I'm very transparent. So I want to challenge myself. That's why I took the Paul Gallen fight in 10 weeks' notice off the couch. And that's what it's all about for me. You know, that's just me as a person. I understand other people and why they do those things. Yes, have lead up and warm up fights and, you know, coast him in for the first 5 fights and then put him in front of more talented and more experienced people. I get all that, but that's not what I'm about. So I've certainly changed that stigma. But in saying that, this is not a career path for me. I've got a small time frame that I need to do this because I'm quite aware of my age. I don't feel it right now, but I know stuff drops off pretty quick. So I'm in this for a short time and I'm going to make it work.
Via video link for Sonny, what are you expecting to get out of training with Tyson Fury?
I know how to train hard. I've done that for many years, but I think it's just the mental approach, the best boxer, heavyweight boxer in the world at the moment has. For me, being in camp just for that last week with the Parker team, it was great to see the mentality of, you know, their mentality, how they take their approach into big fights. So for me, that's what I'll be trying to get the most out of. Just sitting, observing, being a sponge, learning as much as I can, because, you know, I've only got a couple of years that I want to do this, and I need to learn as much as I can. And for me to put on a great performance against Barry, it starts with flying to the UK, being in that uncomfortable space away from my wife, away from my kids, my son that's attached to my hip at the moment. That's going to be pretty tough, but I need to put myself out there, and that's the reason why I'm heading over there.
Also from video link for Barry, what did you learn about yourself under the spotlight for the first time against Paul Gallen?
Yeah, look, it was a bit of a blur. There was 2-minute rounds because of the lack of preparation at that stage. We're obviously moving to 3-minute rounds. But it went so fast. I didn't actually get to sit back and enjoy it. I forget of half of what happened to the fight. I watched the fight back now, and you know, it was just all a blur. So I just want to sit back and enjoy and take in a bit more of what it's about in terms of getting in the ring. I wasn't nervous. You know, we're going to get punched in the face. That's that's what we're in here for. If you think you're going to get in and not get hurt, you know, you're kidding yourself. So if that's the worst that's going to happen, I've copped hits before. If that's the worst that's going to happen, that's okay with me. So there's no point getting nervous about things. I'm going to try and hurt him. He's going to try and hurt me. Nothing to get nervous. But I certainly want to try and enjoy the moment and the build up a bit more. I was a bit stiff the last time. I was a bit angry. And because he's a wanker as well, you know, it's a bit different circumstances. So, yeah, I just want to enjoy it and suck up the atmosphere a bit more.
Ever wondered what 228 kilograms of prime Australasian beef looks like? We're about to find out. Gentlemen, to your feet and to the front for the stare down. Two legitimate guys inside and outside of the ring. Two legitimate athletes, two legitimate boxers. And it will be showtime Wednesday, March 23, right here at the ICC in Sydney. Tickets go on sale at Ticketek this Friday, and the entire evening will be beamed live around Australia on Stan Event in your lounge room or quality venue for just $50. We're ready. See you ringside. Safety and success to Sonny Bill Williams and Barry Hall. Thank you, gentlemen.